Today, we're talking about your donation page. And I decided to do this topic because when I reviewed website homepages, it's been one of my most popular, most watched videos of all time. And I think that learning from examples and seeing some of your own work and being able to hear my feedback is one of the best ways to learn some of the do's and don'ts. And your donation page, or hopefully you'll have more than one donation page at some point, is one of the key places that kind of makes or breaks whether or not the person you got all excited about donating actually makes a donation. So in marketing, we call that a conversion, right? We actually need them to complete the donation or we don't get the money. That's no good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Olivieri. I'm a #1 international best-selling author, former executive director, founder of PivotGround, and creator of the Impact Method. And I love helping nonprofits change the way they operate so they can make a bigger impact. So, today I have a very fancy slideshow for you on my cards. And I do it this way so that you can see the pages I'm going to review while I'm talking. But step one that you need to know, I'll make sure that comes into focus. The donate page is part of a journey. It's not doing all the work just as a standalone thing. People have to come to your donation page having had some other experiences with you first. They might be coming from the homepage of your website. They might be, but most likely they're a returning visitor. They might be coming from an email. They might be coming from a social media post. They might be coming from a physical letter that you sent them with a link to that page. So it's part of a journey. They're coming from somewhere, and it's not the end of their journey as a donor. They need to go somewhere after the donation page. So they need confirmation and thank you and follow up and all the things that you do to retain a donor. So the page itself comes in the middle of a journey. And so as part of that, we have 3 things that your page needs to answer for them. The first thing that it needs to answer is, am I in the right place? What does that mean? So if they came from a social media post, the image on the page and the words on the donation page it should be the same image. It needs to be aligned. You can't have a disjoint, especially going from one online place to another. People are nervous that maybe the link sent them to some scam page. So you've really got to give them all sorts of visual and wording clues to let them know the link that they clicked on took them to where they were expecting to go. So that's really important. And we'll do lots of examples. I've got people's web pages pulled up, way more than I can cover today, but we'll get through what we can. The second question you need to answer for them is, what do I get? And I know we're going to see this problem on many pages that we're going to look at today, is you are probably telling them right now what you do as a nonprofit. But they don't care so much what you do as what the result that your nonprofit gets, right? What is the impact? What is the change that your nonprofit makes for your community, for the people you serve? Because what they want to get is the same result. You get that result by putting in time and effort. They plan on getting that same result by putting in money and having you do the work to get the result. So you need to tell them what is the outcome, what is the work that your nonprofit does, not the work that your nonprofit does. And number 3 is, do I really want to fill out this form? And I'm going to be sharing some work with you that the Next After has done. They do great research on optimizing online fundraising pages and letters. And basically, their research has shown that most nonprofits are putting together forms that have way too much resistance. Because let's face it, filling out forms, especially especially when you have to put in your credit card, is not usually fun. It's often annoying. And so that is a big challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me make sure I have the right page here. Okay, and we're going to get started. So just so you know in advance, and I'll share these again at the end, next after, you'll have to go give them your email address to get these resources. But they have a great template if you want way more detail than I can provide today on everything that you need to put on your general donation page. And a second download that you can get from them is a campaign specific donation page, right? So general is people have just opted to go and make a donation. They've come from your website. And campaign specific is you're fundraising for something specific or around a specific time, and you've sent them a link probably directly to that donation page from someplace else. They also, if you really want to go deeper, they have this great, you can also find this on their website as a download. They have a great research report that I think will help you understand some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. So, my computer is telling me I have to force quit some applications because it's running out of storage. This is not helpful for me right now. Okay, so let's see if I can make that window disappear. Great. New Jersey Highlands Coalition. Are you here with me today? Say hi. So beautiful photo. I love, but we're not doing main pages. We're doing donate pages. So I'm going to click on your donate button, because we're looking at general donation pages if we're coming right from your home page. And am I in the right place? Unfortunately, I feel like I'm not in the right place. It does say donate here, but I don't know. Membership isn't donation. Individual memberships, donations, sounds like it might be donations. Legacy planning, it's way too many options. So what I want you to do is think about what is the journey of somebody clicking on the donate button at the top of your page. What are they expecting? They're probably not a first-time visitor. They're a repeat visitor. And I'm going to just clue you in. They're probably just thinking, I just feel like making a donation. And they just want to go straight to the page with the form where they can make a donation. Let's move on to the next one, cohesion. So this might be a general donation page. Let's check. So I don't know where we're coming from, but you want to make sure that probably you use this photo on the page or the post where you sent people to here. So what do I get? I'm not sure. It tells me what you do. I know I get lasting change, but I don't really just want to buy lasting change. I want a certain type of lasting change. So tell me a little bit, replace this with what your organization achieves. What is the impact you make? After you do what you do, what is the result? Just bonus tip here is whether or not donations to a 501c3 are actually tax deductible depends on the individual donor's financial situation. So I recommend that you remove, for any of you who have this, that you can say that you're a 501c3 tax exempt organization. You can provide your number. You can add some trust indicators like a badge from Cherry Navigator or some organization like that. But I suggest you remove this because this isn't actually true and it's not something your organization actually controls. Then over here, do I really want to fill out this form? So for me here, where I like that it's relatively simple, but I don't know what to choose here. So if it's a general donation form coming from your homepage, then it should just be general donations. If it's one of these things that you're specifically fundraising for, then you want to have a campaign, a set of materials that are promoting, let's say, just the sponsor a family, and then sponsor the family should be what this whole donation page is about, and not any of these things, because making choices is hard. And one of the things that makes me not want to fill out a form is when I have to make choices that I don't know the answer to. So let's take a look at another one. Here we have Maryland Fund for Horses. Okay, so presumably maybe I clicked on donate to get here. That's great. So I suspect I'm in the right place, but just to make sure that I don't accidentally get distracted, and this is for everybody, you want to take all of this navigation stuff off the donation page. Once I'm here, you don't want me getting squirrely and saying, oh, I was going to donate, but now I want to know about events. So you don't want that. You just want to remove all the menu stuff from your donation page. Please support our programs to provide horse health care and gelding assistance, owner education, and hay vouchers. That's coming close. You're pretty close to what do I get? I get gelding assistance, horse health care. I care about all those things. So I think you're pretty good there. And then as far as do I want to fill out this form? Again, I would eliminate the choices. Now, it's great to know that $20 can give grain to feed a hungry horse for 12 days, but that's great information to put in the paragraph about what I get, not as a choice that I have to make as part of the form. This is, you know, that's kind of nice, but this is information you could ask after the donation so that the form is easy, because you've given me a few options here. And do I really want to fill out the form? I don't know. It's telling me there are 3 steps. That's not so bad. Okay, I'm going to fill out my information, and then presumably the last page is to actually put in my payment information. So I think that's pretty good. But if you can make this form all on one page, I think that would be a huge benefit. And if not, at the very least, just get rid of, you know, maybe just 3 ranges options, with the middle one being what you'd really like people to donate and a custom amount, and save these questions potentially for the end after they've input their payment information. Okay, so here we have, yes, I want to save a life. So am I in the right place? I think so. If I, you know, intentionally came, the Marine Mammal Center, that's your logo, so that's a good item there. You're showing me a picture. Hopefully you used ideally this same picture. If I'm coming from a social post that had a photo, that you're using this same picture. So that's pretty good. I'm noticing that your form colors are blue, but not exactly your logo blue. If you really want to take it another level in being in the right place, then I would just make this blue the same as your logo blue. But I think you're strong on 1 and 2, right? What do I get? I get to save a life. That sounds awesome. If this is a general donation page, then I would add a little bit more about how awesome the lives are and how many I might be able to save. But if this is part of a campaign and you've already really driven home that specific information, then kind of less information is okay. Great. The form looks pretty simple, you know, monthly or one time. Now you have one time, I think, as the default. I would make monthly be the default if you can. Great, we've got 3 choices. You might want to add a little, a higher choice and a middle choice. And again, if you want to say how much food, how much money will buy how much food, put that in the description up here so that I have something, and give me a number to anchor on. So if you want me to donate $150, tell me that you know, a certain amount of money will feed 150 animals. Or you can just tell me that you feed X number of animals every month. And any kind of number in here is going to act as a psychological subconscious anchor and make me more likely to click that amount in the button box here. This is fine. Yes, make it monthly. Great, here's my information. I'm so glad that the payment method stuff is on this same page. If you can make the whole thing one form, that would be even better. And here are those trust indicators that I was mentioning before. So that is great. One fine-tuned note is I would take off the thank you and just say your donation supports because thank you is making it seem a little bit like I donated already. And you don't want me to think I finished the form when I haven't finished the form yet. Otherwise, I think you're quite strong here. Here we have Wave. So I already clicked through from the homepage on the donate button. Now, thinking of a journey, if we're coming, this donate button isn't isn't strongly delineated up here. So I think if donating is one of your main focuses, I definitely make it kind of a button up here that was a color that stood out, and you can experiment with some different language. Again, so I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. I'm seeing the logo, but I would remove the menu up here so that I don't get squirrely and distracted. You don't want me going anywhere. This is the hard part where I have to put in my personal information and credit card. What do I get? This is where your page definitely could use a little work. You're again telling me what you do. And I want to know what the end result is. What do you get out of for the people who you serve? And you're getting close here. This is kind of, you're getting closer here. So tell me more about that, and tell me a story of somebody who actually, whose life you changed. Make it personal so that I can really connect. Some people still donate by mail. That's fine. Standard PayPal link. It's nice, I think, to have a form that doesn't make you leave the site, although PayPal is pretty trusted. So if you don't have any other way, this will work. But PayPal should allow you to put a bit of a form right in your site, but it's not the worst thing. Vision Walk, Foundation Fighting Blindness. Okay. So we have, am I in the right place? What do I get? Do I really want to fill out this form? I'm assuming I'm in the right place. We got the logo. We got a picture. Hopefully I recognize this picture from someplace else, or this picture. Again, this looks like it's part of a, you know, maybe a peer fundraising campaign. So if I know what joining the team is about, great. If not, then I'd make it focus on the donation and then ask me if I want to join a team later. So what I'm seeing is just a little too much going on this page, but great. Not that the language is too much, but between all these people and all these buttons, I'm not sure what the form is or if I really want to donate. So simplifying it a bit more and bringing the actual donation process front and center, I think would be very helpful here. So here's kind of the page. Great, this is simple. It's showing me some progress, which is good. Pro tip for all of you who are using fundraising bars. Fundraising bars are most effective once you've gotten to the 30% mark, roughly. So one way to achieve this is to have a major donor kick in, or a couple major donors kick in the first 30% before you start your online campaign, so that you can set your bar to roughly the 30% mark, and you'll already have fundraised that. So great. Personal information. Here, you know, you might want to put this at the bottom or later on. I would take out the suffix completely, even though it's optional. Do I really want to fill out this form? If it looks long or if it looks hard, I don't want to. So take out the comment. You can ask for that later. In fact, it's great to follow up after they've made a donation and ask them for comments or feedback. This, you know, I'd say, you know, if this is really common for you to have companies donating, you can do that. Otherwise, they can put their company name in the name box, and you might have a separate campaign specifically for companies who want to donate. Okay, we got credit card number or bank transfer, name on card. Great, that's all pretty excellent. And give now. That looks pretty good towards the end. So I'm okay with filling out your form, but you could make it just a teeny bit easier. All right, we have time for one more. And then for those who are live on the call here, I will answer some questions. So Cowican Valley Public Art Gallery. Sorry if I've butchered your valley's name. So am I in the right place? What do I get? Do I really want to fill out the form? I've got your name and logo, so I'm not too worried about being in the wrong place. There's a lot of language here, which is probably is probably enough, but it's talking about what you will do, not what I will get. So try to free phrase, like literally the words. Instead of saying it will provide, you can say your gift will help a local artist. And if you can tell me the story of an actual artist, that would be great. How I can participate. So presumably I've chosen to donate. So don't ask me to become a member right now, because I already chose to donate, not join your membership. You can ask me if I want to become a member in a follow-up email or in a thank you page. That would be fine. And I think this might be helpful if you're very community oriented and people know who these people are. And again, PayPal donate button is not the best, but I realize some people are kind of stuck with it. So if you can get an embedded donation form on your site, that would be really great. If you're watching this in a replay, please feel free to ask your questions in the comments. Otherwise, we'll take comments now. Thank you, everybody.